Hello, dear friends. It is said that the goat always go to the mountain, and I always go to the Himalayas, to the Andes, or to my nearest Spanish Alpujarra, and to my galactic vocation when I start to investigate any topic, as reflected in the logo of this channel. In quotes, I just need to do what I want to do, and not what others expect from me. In community, it is easy to live according to the ideas of others. In solitude, it is easy to live according to one's own ideas. But admirable is he who preserves independence in community. Sign it, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Opinion piece. Heaven could intervene in the event of a loss of control. They need a coherent signal. They could make a premature landing. If they try to start a full-scale war, planetary liberation is being delayed. There is spiritual fatigue from the conflict. We are being helped by all of creation. Russia returns to the gold standard forced by the facts. Starseeds prefer to work at night. They believe in reincarnation and are not afraid of death. They have always longed for their own life. They have always longed for their true home, which is not on earth. They seek their lineage, their heritage, and their life purpose at this time. They are empathic, absorbing the problems of feeling of others. They feel that they are citizens of a physical universe much larger than this world. They feel that humankind is being integrated into a larger community of worlds. The greatest concealment of all time is the existence of a hollow earth. The Ramayana describes Rama as an emissary from Agartha, who arrived in a UFO. A paradise is being created on this planet that is beyond the most fantastic imagination. Let's start. The galactics would intervene directly should an attempt be made to start a full-scale nuclear war, and would take the opportunity to show themselves as the one who saved planet Earth. This would be the moment of revelation brought forward ahead of time by Force Majeure. This is clear from various messages from heaven that I have analyzed. Hopefully, first contact will be brought forward. In such a case, there would be a full-fledged direct divine intervention, and the whole end times timetable would be brought forward, because you have no desire to see the earth. They have no desire to see the earth blown up. I am of the opinion that if you want to do a job well, you should do it yourself and not wait for others to do it. But heaven has the final say. We all agree that the process of planetary liberation is taking too long. Need of a clear signal. There are many benevolent civilizations in this galaxy who live in a high state of spiritual development and have a strong direct connection to Source. They would like humankind to join the galactic family as soon as possible, but they need a clear, strong, and consistent signal from the surface population that official public first contact is desired. Heaven assures you that all the necessary steps are being taken to bring the global financial reset to a successful conclusion. We are also approaching a point where heaven can authorize a premature landing to ensure that all of heaven's decrees are faithfully carried out. The degree of delay that is now occurring in the world is totally unnecessary. Some sort of divine intervention may be needed to make sure that the number of key pronouncements are truly carried out. New system. Political and economic realities are increasing the level of stress and in fact are distorting the way every aspect of this realm works. These increasing breakdowns illustrate how close we are to immense changes in all parts of this reality. Thus, a new economic and political system is at hand. The dark reign of nearly 30 millennia is about to end. All concepts that have been considered normal are ready to be eliminated and replaced with a new set of perceptions based on truth and the march of history. These changes will allow for the proper use of abundance. The present concept of money will at last fade from your daily realm. This new environment is now unfolding. Everywhere, a new way of doing things is taking hold. Ideas that used to be seen as highly unlikely are quickly becoming to be norm. It is not easy to change as fast as you are doing now. This change in reality is a true sign of things to come. System collapse. Right now, events are occurring that show how the system is crumbling because of all the stress being experienced. The political and economic realities are increasing those stress levels and in fact are distorting the way any aspect of this realm operates. These increasing breakdowns illustrate how close you are to immense changes in all parts of this reality. Thus, a new economic and political system is approaching. These new components are to be the forerunners of an entirely new system, which is to make possible freer and more prosperous financial and regime changes. This process is immense as you are far from ready to reach the consciousness necessary for success. It is only through heaven's divine intervention that this is possible. Heaven has given us a divine plan to transform us. In this operation, you are let go of the present reality and forge a new one with joy. The new financial system is now global in scope, and its many problems are being resolved. The same is true of the new governance. The dark governments will fade away and be replaced by the light and by the arrival of our spiritual and the space families. Project. The Ground Curve Project is a ufological movement that began in the 80s and is based in California and Hawaii, which later morphed into the Planetary Activation Organization. It was founded in California by Sheldon Neidl, who began publishing it online in 1996 and is now an online movement. It is an optimistic ufology that believes that Earth is on the verge of a cosmic transformation. The Planetary Activation Organization classifies itself as a progressive millennialist group because it promises that all of humanity can achieve a collective salvation and the attainment of an earthly paradise. The goal of the project is to prepare humankind for large-scale first contact between the surface of Earth and the Galactic Federation, an organization that will assist in the transformation. Members of the group are being prepared to play key roles as intermediaries. It is believed that contact will occur as soon as possible and that the ground team should actively help prepare humankind beforehand. The Galactic Federation of Light was founded over 4.5 million years ago, 4.5 million years ago, to prevent interdimensional dark forces from dominating and exploiting this galaxy. At present, there are just over 200,000 star nations, confederations or unions are members. 40% are humanoid in form, and the rest are various forms of sentient beings. The majority of Federation members are fully conscious beings. Cosmic contact. Sheldon Idle claims that he had cosmic contact experiences shortly after his birth on November 11, 1946. Claiming that he was contacted by beings from the star Sirius. Needle stated that these experiences consisted of such events as telepathic communication, teaching aboard of spacecraft, and acquiring knowledge from direct core implants. He stated that the landing would represent hundreds of advanced races, including Pleiadians, Sirians, Andromedans, Cassiopeians, and Arcturians, fanning out across the globe to meet and placate the human population. We are being assisted by all of creation, the spiritual hierarchy, the angelic realms, the Galactic Federation of Light, the Ascended Masters, and our brothers and sisters in space. Sheldon Idle's phrases, in quotes. We are the children of the Galactic Federation. They colonized this place 900,000 years ago. As an older brother would be to a younger brother who was in distress, to help them in their growth and guide them to have them. To have a better understanding of what is going on, we are them and they are us. This is not so much interference as it is mentoring. They have the full and complete aspects of the divine plan behind them. They have heavenly support and degrees on their side. I just see it as doing it in the kindest, nicest, safest way possible for all of us to accept it, grow, and become fully conscious beings. Our physical bodies are temporary and change as we move up in frequency, reports Salusa of Sirius. Bodies are vehicles that house your soul for the duration of your time in any environment. Soon yours will change again as you move into higher frequencies, and in fact, for some of you, the process has already begun. Message to humankind. Message to humanity from the Earth Group Project. Our planet is moving from third-dimensional consciousness, that is the physical material reality that you can see, feel, hear, taste, and touch, into fourth and fifth dimensional consciousness. In these dimensions, you will be fully conscious and exist in a state of love, not fear. You will be telepathic and have much more light in your body. You will be able to create whatever you want with your mind and with the new technology that will be provided to you. This technology will be beyond your most fantastic imagination. You will be able to live for hundreds of thousands or thousands of years. You will be completely healed of whatever is wrong with you now. You could be 85 years old now and manifest a 20-year-old body. Very soon, we will have millions of spaceships and visitors from outer space on this planet. Our government knows this is happening, but they want you to be afraid so they can keep life as it is now. Our visitors will join the angels you will see descending with the ships. They are benevolent and loving. They will bring counselors, supplies, teachers, and new technology. This divine intervention is being accomplished by the grace of God. One could argue that we have free will and have to do all this ourselves without help. The reason we are being helped to such a great magnitude is that millions of years ago, the Earth was part of a divine experiment that made our lives miserable, and now they want to fix it. The first creator took billions of struggling souls, that is, souls that were not evolving spiritually with the rest of the creation, and simply put them on Earth. These souls were expected to transform themselves to higher consciousness. These souls were from all the planets under our great central sun. Our planet was fully conscious and fifth dimensional. We had heaven on earth. Unfortunately, we gave birth to these lagging souls and began the fall from grace described in the Bible with Adam and Eve. We took their wheel of karma. Attempts were made during the time of Mu, Atlantis, and Lemuria to raise the consciousness of the planet back to the fifth dimension, but both attempts failed. By the grace of God of all creation is looking to planet Earth. We are being helped by all of creation, the spiritual hierarchy, the angelic realms, the Galactic Federation of Light, the Ascended Masters, and our space brothers and sisters. We are very blessed and very special to be on this planet at this time. There is nothing to fear. A paradise is being created on this planet that is beyond the most fantastic imagination. Request. In September 2018, I myself posted my following request for direct divine intervention. In quotes, I make an official and solemn appeal to the original source of universal creation, to all the angels of the universe, to the Galactic Federation, and to all benevolent, empathic, and supportive cosmic races helping humanity to order, as soon as possible, a direct divine intervention to free humankind, animals, and Mother Earth, Gaia, from all existing evil. We are committed to do our work, but you must do yours of world rescue. Some of you shield yourself in passivity or let evil run wild, which makes you accomplices of the suffering of innocent beings, with the excuse of respecting free will. But we, the awakened inhabitants of this planet, now make a use of our freedom to ask and decree with all our strength a direct divine intervention to free humankind, the animals, and the planet from all the suffering inflicted by ignorance and evil. Starseeds. Starseeds are human beings who feel excitement and longing, knowing that they could have originated on another world. They experience the loneliness and separation that is the human condition, but they also have a sense of being strangers on this planet. They find the behavior and motives of our society bewildering and illogical. Starseeds are more reluctant to become involved in the institutions of society, for example, political, economic, religious, etc. Even at a young age, they tend to discern the hidden agendas of such convictions with unusual clarity. A starseed is a human being whose soul comes from a planet in another galaxy or from a planet orbiting another sun in this galaxy. You came here to help this world society return to full consciousness. Most have had only a few lifetimes on Mother Earth. Starseeds described evolved beings from another planet, star system, or galaxy, whose specific mission is to help Earth and her people bring in the golden age. Excuse me. Starseeds incarnate under the same conditions of powerlessness and total amnesia as ordinary Earth humans, with respect to their identity, origin, and purpose. However, the genes of starseeds are encoded with a wake-up call designed to activate them at a predetermined time of life. The awakening can be gentle or gradual, or quite dramatic and abrupt. In either case, memory is restored to varying degrees, allowing the starseeds to consciously take on their missions. Their connections with the higher self are also strengthened, allowing them to be guided to a great extent by their inner knowing. Many starseeds practice rapid spiritual weight loss. They can eliminate in a few years limiting behavior patterns and fears that Earth humans can take many lifetimes to achieve. This is because the starseeds have been on similar missions on other planets and are quite familiar with the procedures and techniques for raising consciousness. The concept of starships, intergalactic travel, physics phenomena, and sentient life forms in other galaxies are natural and logical to them. Characteristics. Characteristics exhibited in the majority of respondents who identify themselves as starseeds. First, they prefer to work at night like me. Second, they avoid the use of hallucinogenic drugs. Third, they believe in reincarnation and are not afraid of death. Fourth, they feel that their father and mother are not their real parents. 5. They have always longed for their true home, which is not on Earth. 6. They are looking for their lineage, their heritage, and their life purpose at this time. 7. They feel they are citizens of a physical universe far greater than this world. 8. They feel very empathic, absorbing the problems and feelings of others. 9. They feel that humankind is being integrated into a great community of worlds. 10. They are attracted to nature, to trees, eagles, stars, flowers, mineral crystals, thunderstorms, and to reading material, metaphysics, and science fiction. 11. They have a sense of agency, a sense of need to accomplish a program of goals of cosmic importance, and often a sense of sanctity about the details of the goals. 12. They are very demanding of themselves because they seek spiritual perfection. The Hollow Earth. Agartha is the Hollow Earth by Dr. Joshua David Stone. The greatest concealment of all time is the fact that there is a civilization of human beings living at the center of the earth, whose name is known as Agartha. Buddhists fervently believe in its existence. They believe that it is a race of superhumans who from time to time come to the surface to oversee the development of the human species. They also believe that this subway world has millions of inhabitants and many cities, and its capital is Shambhala. The famous Russian artist Nikolai Roerich, who was a channel for the ascended master El Moria, claimed that Lhasa, the capital of Tibet, was connected by a tunnel to the inner earth, Shambhala. The entrance of this tunnel, hidden beneath the palace of the great Podala at Lhasa, was guarded by lamas sworn to secrecy. A similar tunnel was believed to connect the secret chambers at the base of the Great Pyramid of Giza and Agartha. There are entrances to the Earth's interior in Egypt, Tibet, and Yucatan. And he also added that there were other entrances in the Bermuda Triangle, the Soviet Union, or present Russia, and Africa. There are different races in the Earth's interior as well as on the surface, and some of them are quite high, the famous giants. He also confirmed that governments are aware of the Earth's interior and are hiding the fact. The Indian epic, the Ramayana, and the Bhagavad Gita, which is a chapter of the Mahabharata of the Great War, are the two most famous Indian texts. The Ramayana tells the story of the great avatar Rama. The Bhagavad Gita tells the story of Krishna, Lord Krishna. The Ramayana describes Lord Rama as an emissary from Agartha, who arrived in a flying vehicle. This is quite extraordinary because both the Buddhist and Hindu religions refer separately to Agartha. Breaking news. First, Russia and Ukraine agree on humanitarian corridors for civilians. Second, the new gold asset-backed dollar is in banks ready to be released to the general public. Third, the IMF is pressuring Iraq to establish a new dinar rate as soon as possible. Fourth, Putin has announced Russia's independence from the dollar. 5. The ruble is backed by gold on the international market. 6. Russia returns to the gold standard. The government will abolish VAT on bullion. This will go to the State Duma on March 4th. In the future, when buying gold bullion or other precious metals from a bank, the current 20% tax on their value will not be applied. Cyber attacks. First, power outages affected 5 million households in Taiwan. Second, on Wednesday, March 2nd at 9:30 p.m. in the central and eastern US, there were more than 100,000 website outages every hour. Third, a massive blackout is coming. The US power grid is at risk of attack, says CBS and 60 Minutes. They are preparing the narrative for global cyber attacks. They could fall like dominoes, they said. Coalition. The US and Canadian White Hats have formed a North American alliance. The goal is to clean up and restore their countries from corruption and division, turn third world countries into stable economic regions, relieve the debts of the poorest countries and bring them into the coalition. Second, there are plans to build in Idaho a new White House and establish an alternative government sector there. Third, the Secret Service is spending millions to protect Donald Trump. The top security agency has spent $1.3 million on hotels and transit costs to protect the former President Trump in the 12 months since he left office, according to documents obtained by the Daily Beast. Financial crisis. First, inflation rises in Germany. Energy prices soar to a 30-year high. Second, Brent crude oil rises above $112 per barrel for the first time since July 2nd, 2014. Third, JFK Jr. announced that he's alive, leading the storm, and that we are in the last battle of the apocalypse, fighting for the salvation of mankind. Fourth, Donald Trump revealed that with a North Korean event, there could be a nuclear threat to Biden, and noted that the global financial reset would save the day. 5. The Earth Alliance, which was 22 nations, is now made up of 32 nations. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.